Alright, welcome back. So in this video we will continue with our playthrough of the Steel Tournament, and we're going to be doing provinces 21 to 50 as usual. So if you haven't watched the provinces 1 to 20, so go and watch that first, because that's where we looked at the matchups, general setup, how do we do against different unit types, and so on and so forth. For this tournament, so here it's more of a supplementary video, so you can see what the variability of different matchups are in terms of what we do the same thing against them, but due to the terrain, the losses could be different. And we'll total up what the total losses are, and well, total and every 10 additional provinces, and see how it goes. So without further ado, again, there's probably not going to be a whole lot of commentary here, so we'll try to knock it off quickly. Alright, let's go. Province 21. So more mages than melees or rangers. Yeah, so you see that's probably about 15%. Somewhat representative, probably on the heavier side than you normally see. Dreads, no country units, 5% or so, maybe less. Yeah, here we expect kind of 0. And we got exactly that. Great matchup. Okay, more mages than heavy melee, couple of country units. Yeah, sort of like 5 to 10 is within expectations, probably closer to, well, it's hard to say. 5 to 10 I'd say is fairly representative, but we'll see. Not a very common matchup. Okay, so no country units here. We go with Dryads and expect to do really well here. Yep, 0 losses exactly. Dryads again. We do also very well. No mages here. Okay, yeah, so less than 5% again. Fairly representative. Okay, so that's where we go with Dryads, and we will have somewhat higher losses here than in other cases. So yeah, 10%. Yeah, I'd say it sounds about right. And that's our one and only frog matchup. And okay, so here it's about 5, a little bit more, maybe percent losses. That's probably on the low side. I usually see there maybe like 5 to 10%, maybe even a bit more. But 10% I'd say that's to name a single number, that's probably what I'd expect. Okay, so that's our archer matchup. And usually we have higher losses here, but here it actually went fairly well, so about 10%. That's probably on the lower side. Usually I would expect a bit more there. Dryads here, yeah, less than 5%. Representative, again, Dryads. Again, the same thing, about 5%-ish less. 0 to 5% is what I expect in these matchups. Okay, so it's another Dryads. Here we sometimes see, yeah, you see in this case we see 0 losses. That does happen, but does not always happen. Sometimes you have here at least 5 to 10, I'd say. I guess it really depends on the terrain there. Okay, more Dryads. Yeah, less than 5%. What you'd expect. Okay, another archer matchup. Okay, so here we're getting like 10-ish. Yeah, that sounds about right. Okay, Dryads again. A bit more than 5%, but still close enough. Yep. Yeah, keep in mind that I think I mentioned before in one of the previous videos about tournaments that when you are fielding, well, it's actually not entirely true. So basically, if you do ranged versus ranged, okay, let's take this one out. We have may see high losses here. Not really. I think no, 6-7%. If you field ranged versus ranged, then variability in the matchup is relatively low because, yeah, you see here we are looking at 10% or so. That's what I would expect. Ranged versus ranged variability is relatively low because the terrain plays less of the role on both sides. Nice. 0 losses here. Here, well, we do have mostly ranged. Actually, we only have ranged units. Frogs are also ranged. Yep, that's representative. Our enemies are actually mostly melee and mages that are also not high mobility units necessarily. For them, the terrain actually plays a bigger role. So if we have easy terrain, in fact, that's, yeah, that sounds about right. That's when your opponents will do better. If you have a difficult terrain and then more obstacles in there, then likelihood you're gonna do better and potentially have 0 losses whatsoever, because then you just poo-poo your opponents from the distance and they can never hit you. Alright, so another dreads. Yep, as you can see, a lot of matchups when we get less than 5% losses. And that's why this tournament is great. Here comes another Dryad matchup. Yeah, you see we did take some losses here, but again, almost nominal. Not always the case, but it happens fairly often. Okay, Rangers with sort of 2 counter units. Yeah, you see, like sometimes we have 0 losses here, but this time around, that was actually more than 10%, I'd say. Yep, like close to 15. That's definitely on the heavier side than you would normally expect there, but yeah, as you can see, not uncommon necessarily. Nice. 0 losses, no country units. Here we hope and expect actually 0 losses. And we got it. Alright. So, Dryads again. Yeah, 5%, a little bit less, so expected. Okay, yeah, the same. And okay, that's a bit more than 5, but not far off. And that's our Rangers with 2 country units. Let's see how they're gonna do. Okay, yeah, here we did take a bit more losses than a bit more than 10%, I'd say. Not uncommon, but again, 10% is probably where I would expect 5 to 10. And alright, 29. Okay, yep. Almost no losses. Closer to 10 than to 5. A bit more than I'd expect there. Yeah, less than 5 for sure. And is it 0? It is. I think in this matchup, in order for us to take any losses would be nominal, but to take any losses, It'll probably have to be pretty much open terrain, like no obstacles whatsoever, so the heavy melee for the opponents that's representative, have any chance to get close to our light range units. And again, the same matchup. Yeah, and as soon as there are any obstacles where they can get stuck, yeah, they have no chance. Which is in most cases. Okay, again, that's the matchup, which is actually, yeah, so like we are not purple about 15%. Kind of representative, so that's one of the heavier loss matchups, probably because of the two. Actually, I'm not sure why in this case. I'm not sure. Yep, less than 5%. All right. Okay, yeah, actually, that was actually province number 30. So it's time for us to see how did we do in provinces 21 to 30. And we actually did almost exactly the same as for provinces 1 to 20. So pretty much 14 squads, actually slightly less. But remember, this is 10 provinces, and before that, in 1 to 20, we obviously did 20, but the easier ones. So let's keep on going. You see, so far our losses are, total losses are amazingly low. Alright. So, what do we have here? Our drive matchup. And no losses with no country units. And 0? Yep, exactly 0. Okay, our ranger with 2 country units, and yeah, you see, this time we actually did quite a bit better, so that's below 10, I'd say. So yeah, these matchups go for like 10-15, I'd say. Again, no country units, we should do really well here. But yeah, like last time around we did 0 losses here. This time it's, well, I'd say more than 5. So yeah, that's... But still, it's a nice variability to have between 0 and 5% losses. And in this case, there are many encounters like that. Definitely not the case in pretty much any other tournament. Alright, here go our frogs. And yeah, like 10%ish or so. Sounds about right. Okay. Well, actually more than 5%, so that's a bit more than anticipated. Dryads. Yeah, again, more than 5. What is this massacre? Well, losing more than 5% per encounter. What? Okay, about 5. Terrible. Alright, no mages here, we should do well. Yep, pretty much no losses, some nominal ones. Okay, that's not going to be amazing by these tournament standards. So, more than 10, maybe like 15-ish. Sounds about right. Okay, here go our frogs, and we expect about 10. And we actually got about 5, so that's definitely better than expected. Again, probably poor terrain for them. And frogs do not really care. They have an excellent range. Alright. 34. Dreads. A bit more than 5, so I'd say more than anticipated. Oh, that was almost 10. Okay, definitely heavier than usual. We go Rangers. Okay, another one with only 10. Okay, this one we should do well. Yeah, so the we are losing these encounters like this one on mages, obviously not on heavy melee. Okay. Yeah, that was nice. So that's less than 5%. More dread encounters. Okay, more than 5%. Ouch. Okay, that's more like it. Definitely way less than 5. Okay, here's our archer matchup. And counter unit. Yeah, that's more like what we expect from the archers. So definitely about 15, if not more, percent. But again, as I said, archers. They're okay unit as far as barrack units are concerned, so they're useful. But they're not better than specialists in pretty much any of these matchups. But they're free, a certain amount. Yeah, nice, 0 losses. So I'm using them in limited circumstances. Okay, 5 fish, maybe a bit more. What's expected? Okay, so we do expect a bit more losses here, but we still got about 5. That was nice. That was a bit lower than expected. Okay, let's see. 10. Probably close to 10. Maybe slightly less, so par for the course. And wait. 637. Okay, yep, that's 5-ish. That's about right. Another one, 5-ish. And hit another one. Okay, a bit more than 5, I guess. 7. Oops, no, we do not want that in this tournament. Rangers. Okay, that's closer to 10. But again, for the Ranger matchups, that's kind of expected here. All right. More dreads. Yeah, a bit more than 5, but close enough. Yeah, let's look at our archer situation. Yeah, that this time they actually did really well, less than 10, so exceeded expectations. Not by much, but still. Okay, yeah, it's a bit more than 5%. A bit heavier. Yeah, 5, 7. Right, 39. Okay, Rangers. The country units. Okay, yeah, that's, you see, like these Ranger matchups, not as great. Not because Rangers are bad, but they're just worse matchups where we use Rangers. Happen to use Rangers. Because mages are powerful on the opponent's side. So yeah, that's more than 10. But close enough. Okay, yeah, that's nice. That's more like it. 0 losses. And we expect the same here. And boom, indeed. So you see two matchups on, remember that's auto combat. We get 0 losses. If you do manually, so yeah, in this one we'll probably get more losses. No, that's actually on the low side for this matchup. That's what, probably less than 10%. That's pretty good. But again, if you do fights manually, well, if you can't afford time, especially in the steel tournament where you probably do a lot of fighting, then yeah, you can have very low losses. Okay, yeah, that's more like what you would expect from archer matchups. So 20%, that's probably one of the heaviest losses actually in this whole tournament. And again, even that is on the heavier side a little bit. Excuse me. Okay, 5%. And a bit more than 5. And yeah, you see, in this case, we get almost no losses. But not always the case. Alright, is that... Yes, is that our province number 40? So, let's see how did we do in provinces 31 to 40. And the results are in. Ta-da! We've got 25 squads as our losses for provinces 31 to 40. So that's actually almost double what we had in provinces 21 to 30. So we get less than 14 here, and here we have 25, actually a bit more than 25. All right. But still, again, that's everything is relative. It's relative for this tournament. For any other tournament, that would be amazingly low for that stage of the tournament. Alright, so let's keep going and do our final 10, 41 to 50 provinces, and see what kind of loss do we get there. Alright, that's our archer matchup. Yeah, and you see the last time we in this same matchup, 1-1 and 1 counter unit, we had exactly 20% losses. And this time it's probably less than 10, or let's say 10. So that's, as I said, 15 is kind of what I would expect from this matchup at that stage. Give or take. Yep, less than 5, nice. What do we have here? About 5, so again, par for the course. How about this one? Yep, still the same, so 5% across the board. Well, more or less. Congrats. Nice. Almost no losses. Which is kind of expected for this matchup. And here we have 0 losses. That's, well, better than expected, but still not by much. Okay, so that's actually closer to 10. That's on the heavier side. And again, the same archer matchup, 1-1-1. Yeah, and here we're actually probably close to 15%. That's like right on meet expectations. Okay. Okay, almost no losses. That's slightly better than expected. Nice. Okay, archers again. Let's see. Okay, yeah, again, you see this one is actually, well, this is actually worse than 20%. Close enough, so 20 plus. Again, not entirely unexpected, but on the heavier side. But as you see, these are the matchups. And it's not even matchups, it's because I choose to use archers in there. We have those kinds of losses. If I go with actually any archers or dreads, my losses would be lower. Alright, let's see. Below 5? Actually, no, it's a bit more than 5. 7-ish. So, Rangers. These are fairly variable matchups, so okay. Oh, below 10. That's good enough. And yeah, that's nice. 0 losses. And we expect the same here. Yep. No losses whatsoever. Nice. 2 matchups, 2 encounters in the same province with 0 losses. Like exactly 0. That is nice. Okay. Dreads, a bit more than 5. That's close enough. Archers again. Let's see. Okay, and you see the same matchup 1-1-1, where we got just in the last encounter like that more than 20% loss. Here we have, I think, less than 10. Let me see. No, actually, no. It's more like 50. Oh, yeah, it's a bit more than 10, but not by much. Okay. So there is some variability here, but again, most variability is confined to 0 to 5% range, which is, again, yeah, that's a good variability to have. Alright, so that's 45, and we are down to our final page number 6 for the last 5 encounters. Nice, less than 5. Expected, so 15-ish. Yeah, sounds about right. And 5-ish, yep, about 5. Okay, a bit more than 5, but less than 10. Alright. Okay, here goes our frogs at 10. Yeah, actually it's better than, well, it's about 10, maybe slightly less, so pretty much expected. Nope, we are not going with archers here, we're going with dreads, because it's 2 and 1. Yeah, and that did really well. Almost no losses. It was almost expected. Yep, about 5. Okay, 5 again. Yeah, actually less than 5, so nice. Alright, 3 more. Okay, here are our rangers. And yeah, so that's not too bad actually, it's about 10 to 15. That's pretty much what is expected. Okay, no country units here, we should do well. Yeah, we still did some losses, less than 5, so expected. That was actually more than, I don't know, I think it's less than 10. Still more than expected. Alright, how about this one? Yeah, 10-ish, maybe a bit more. Alright, 2 final ones. No mages here, we should do well. Yep, 0 losses exactly. And here we do not expect 0 losses with 3 lightning. Okay, wow, that is a big one. 20%, and that is more than expected, even for this matchup. But as you can see, can happen. Probably wide open field, no obstacles for us to hide behind. Okay, that's less than 10, so better than expected. That's our dreads. No counter units, but mage, so yeah, 5% expected. And is it the last one? Yes, so province number 50. Frogs. Expect about 10. And that sounds about right. About 10%. Alright. Okay, a bit more than expected, but still less than 10%, so not too bad. And yeah, that's less than 5. And the last one is nice. Yeah, I've got the same 5%. Alright, and that's done. Just let's make sure. Yep, that is done. Let's go and check. What did we get in terms of losses? Alright, so the final 10 provinces, we got in 32. So 32 squads we've lost, which is actually, this one is not that much different from 31 to 40, where we lost 25. Alright, so all in all, let me just add them up. For the 50 provinces in 2 stars, we have sacrificed only 85 squads, which is an amazingly low result for compared to other tournaments. And 1 star, the same 50, only took us about 65. So all in all, for 50 provinces up to 2 stars, we have spent almost exactly 150 squads. And that's, as you remember, for that you get a ton of KP, as you can see on the KP bar here. So that's that. Great tournament. Probably the last time it's going to be played in this shape and form. However, as I mentioned before, these videos might still be useful because despite the original implementation of the new tournament setup that was completely randomized enemy encounters, now they're coming back, and there's a good chance that encounters in the new tournaments would not be miles away from what we have seen here. I mean, the squad sizes and catering and many other things would be different, but matchups might actually be relatively close, so we'll see. But regardless, it's quite unlikely that the next Steel tournament is going to be exactly the same, so yeah, there's that. So hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you soon. See ya.